Ever wonder what really goes on behind the closed doors of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? The White House isn't just the heart of American power. It's a treasure chest of secrets, scandals, and stories that sound like they're straight out of a Hollywood movie. From hidden tunnels to spectral residents, we're about to peel back the layers of history and uncover some of the most shocking and bizarre secrets the White House has held for centuries. Let's start with something literally under the surface. Did you know there's a whole world beneath the White House? I'm not just talking about the famous Situation Room or the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, that bunker where officials were rushed during 9/11s. There are rumors of a much deeper, more extensive tunnel system. One popular story claims a secret tunnel connects the White House to the Treasury Building, built for quick escapes. While that's been mostly debunked, what is true is the labyrinthine basement complex. During the Truman renovation in the late 1940s, the entire interior of the White House was gutted and rebuilt. This massive project included digging out a new two-story basement, creating a maze of rooms and corridors that most of the public has never seen. It houses everything from a dentist's office and a flower shop to a bowling alley and a movie theater. Imagine bowling in the same lane where presidents have tried to unwind from the pressures of the job. But the secrets aren't all brick and mortar. Some are a bit more spirited. The White House is famously considered one of the most haunted buildings in America and the most frequently cited ghost. None other than Abraham Lincoln. His presence has been reported by a staggering number of people, including first ladies, foreign dignitaries, and even presidents themselves. Eleanor Roosevelt wrote that she often felt Lincoln's presence watching over her as she worked late in the Lincoln bedroom. Winston Churchill, during a stay, reportedly encountered Lincoln's ghost standing by the fireplace while he was emerging from a bath. He was so startled he apparently said, "Good evening, Mr. President. You seem to have me at a disadvantage." The ghost then smiled and vanished. Other spectral residents include Dolly Madison, who is said to protect the rose garden she planted, and Andrew Jackson, whose boisterous laughter can supposedly still be heard echoing in the Queen's bedroom. Moving from the supernatural to the scandalous, let's talk about some of the more human dramas. The Oval Office has been the backdrop for some of history's most famous affairs. The most well-known, of course, is the affair between President John F. Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe. But the whispers of presidential indiscretions are as old as the House itself. President Warren G. Harding, in the 1920s, had a long-running affair with a woman named Nan Britton, which allegedly took place in a small closet just off the Oval Office. He even fathered a child with her. Then there was Grover Cleveland, who secretly had a child out of wedlock before he became president. When the story broke during his campaign, his supporters chanted, "Ma, Ma, where's my gone to the White House? Ha ha ha." Cleveland handled it by admitting the truth, a risky move that surprisingly worked. He won the election, becoming the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. And the secrets aren't always about personal lives. Sometimes they're about health. Several presidents have hidden serious medical conditions from the public. One of the most incredible stories is that of Grover Cleveland's secret surgery. In 1893, in the middle of a severe economic depression, Cleveland discovered he had a cancerous tumor in his mouth. Fearing that news of his illness would cause a national panic and tank the economy, he arranged a top-secret operation. He boarded a friend's yacht under the guise of a fishing trip. While sailing on the East River, a team of surgeons removed the tumor and a large part of his upper jaw, all without the public knowing a thing. They even fitted him with a rubber prosthesis to maintain his appearance. The truth wasn't revealed until years later. Woodrow Wilson's health crisis was even more severe. In 1919, after a grueling tour to promote the League of Nations, Wilson suffered a massive stroke that left him partially paralyzed and incapacitated. But the country was never told the full extent of his condition. For the last year and a half of his presidency, his wife, Edith Wilson, effectively ran the show. She became the gatekeeper, deciding which issues were important enough to bring to her husband's attention and what his official responses would be. Some historians have called her the secret president, or the first female president, as she wielded enormous power from behind the scenes, all while the American people were kept in the dark about their leader's true state. Let's not forget about some of the more peculiar architectural quirks and secret features. Did you know the White House has a swimming pool hidden under the floor of the press briefing room? It was originally built for Franklin D. Roosevelt to help with his polio therapy. Later, President Nixon, who wasn't a swimmer, had it covered over to create more space for the growing White House press corps. So every time you see a press conference, remember that just a few feet below the reporters, there's a piece of presidential history just waiting to be rediscovered. Another fascinating tidbit is the story of the White House's animal residence. It's been home to more than just dogs and cats. The White House has housed bears, alligators, and even a pygmy hippo. President Calvin Coolidge had a virtual zoo, including a raccoon named Rebecca, that he'd walk on a leash. Herbert Hoover's son had 2 pet alligators that were sometimes allowed to roam freely through the White House, and Theodore Roosevelt's family was legendary for its menagerie, which included a one-legged rooster, a badger, and a pony named Algonquin that they once brought up in the White House elevator to visit a sick child. From hidden rooms and ghostly encounters to secret surgeries and covert power plays, the White House is a building that has seen it all. Its walls have absorbed the triumphs, tragedies, and deepest secrets of the nation's leaders. It's a symbol of democracy, but it's also a place shrouded in mystery. Every room has a story, every corridor echoes with the footsteps of history, and every secret reminds us that the people who live and work there are after all human, with all the complexities, flaws, and hidden dramas that come with it. What other secrets do you think are still waiting to be discovered within those famous white walls? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the White House's hidden history. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the secrets of the past. See you next time.